alaikum wa rahmatullah. Greetings of peace. We are from Road to Zero Waste nonprofit organization. In 2017, December, we launched this nonprofit organization. I'm the founder of Road to Zero Waste. My name is Laylo Atakajaiva. So when I first started the idea, it was all about like, whoa, every time I go to grocery stores, I see tons of food on the side, reduced price items that will be, at the end of the day, they will be thrown away. And I go to every single grocery store, I see the same thing. So we started thinking of different ways, me and my husband, he's a co-founder. First, I came up with an idea that we will be doing community fridges. He will talk about community fridges, and then after that, it wasn't enough, so we started thinking how else we could tackle food waste issue. So we started our YouTube channel to educate people about the food waste, and also we wanted to kind of reach out to people like you guys and churches, mosques, any vicinity that has lots of people in them, so we just wanted to go and present about food waste. Soon we will be presenting about food waste, and we will have the demonstration as well and tips. So we wanted to show people that food waste is an epidemic in Canada and across the globe. And until we educate people like you and me, myself, we won't be able to do anything. Not much, at least. So first we'll be doing the presentation, and after that we'll give some tips, and then we will finish the presentation. We have at the back, we have documentary guys filming us, our organization. If for any matter you guys don't want to be in the documentary, please let us know. They won't be filming you guys. Just wanted to let you guys know about that. So my husband and co-founder of the Road to Zero Waste, Shabib Hassan, will be talking about the activities that we do on a daily basis.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. As she mentioned, my name is Shabib Hassan. It's not as long as her name, not too many alphabets in mine. I'm the question guy. In my organization, when I come up here and try to do a presentation, I'm a question guy. So I asked the question, I'm going to throw some questions out there, and we're going to continue with our presentation. So how many of you guys, if you guys could throw out a number, any number, it's actually related to my t-shirt over here. The waste that happens in Canada, it's surplus waste that we're talking about. It's not something that's just going away, just bought and thrown away, but it's surplus waste. From these three numbers over here, the number is 1,450,000,031 billion of surplus good food. If you guys could just throw out a number from these three options, which amount is wasted on a yearly basis? So the numbers were 1,450,000,000 or 31 billion. 450.
31 billion.
31. Anybody else? Okay, I'm not going to give away the answer yet. You'll find out in the demonstration. I'll keep you hanging a little bit. The other question is, what percentage of the 31 billion is thrown out in the households? And that's what we're really targeting over here. We want to get to the households. That's why we did our YouTube channel. We want to get to the households, inshallah. So from that percentage of 31 billion, if anybody wants to throw out a number over there, what percentage do you guys think happens in the household? Anybody? Any guesses? Okay. We'll also answer that during the demonstration, during our presentation over here. So with that, we came up with the idea of community fridges. Currently, we have 2 community fridges, alhamdulillah. One's in the Rexdale area. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rexdale, maybe Etobicoke. And there's also one in the Parkdale area. So Parkdale has a big need, Rexdale has a big need, and we used a 2-pronged approach to this. Number one, it helps with reducing food waste. It helps with anything excess that we have, whether it be from restaurants, because a lot of restaurants are throwing away food at the end of the day, or if it's a catering event or anything of that sort, we take certain things from households, not everything, and we put it into our community fridge so that we could help the underprivileged. So it's a two-pronged approach. We're helping the underprivileged, and we're also helping reduce food waste at the same time. So with no further ado, I wanted to bring our presenter up here, and we're going to proceed with our presentation. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we could go to our main part of the presentation. I will be very quick and short, precise, because I know attention span is not that great, after 15 minutes. So we will be talking about food waste in Canada. If you can look at these four big golf fields, you see like they're humongous, they're like gigantic, right? But food wasted in Ontario alone could fill up these four big golf courses. It's just amazing how much food we waste on a yearly basis, right? Okay, globally, if you consider half of the world's waste is enough to feed the other half. And here we have almost half of the world, like millions of kids, and half of the world is suffering from, food insecurity, right? But the waste just alone that comes out of North America could feed actually entire, Arabian and African peninsula. So it's so much food is wasted, and also like 1/3 to half of the food that's produced globally is wasted. It's a lot of food that is wasted that we will be seeing further. Food waste happens from farms, and then it goes to food production and food retailing, processing, food consumption. And you and I are at this level. And we are the biggest wasters actually in Canada. So consumers are the biggest wasters. Right now we'll find out how many percent we equate to. According to 2014 report, it says that $31 billion worth of food is wasted annually. But it's not considering the labor, water, energy, excuse me, and capital investment, infrastructure, and all of this. But if you consider all of that included, it will sum up to more than $100 billion worth of food that is wasted. Perfectly edible food I'm talking about. It's not just food scraps. And this is pretty mind-blowing when you see 850,000 Canadians every month, they go to food banks to eat from food banks. That means they're food insecure, and they're from low-income families, or they're struggling to put food on the table. Then you'll be like, what is happening here, right? Like, we're throwing like that, like all the food, and here people right next door may be suffering from food waste that we don't even know of. And I just want you guys to visualize, all of you guys know about the Sky Dome, right? Yeah, in downtown. It's very, very big, right? But just Ontario residents, just like you and me alone, waste 3.7 million tons of food every year. And that is like, that is enough to fill up the Sky Dome 5 times. It's a lot of food that just Ontario alone wastes. So that alone, it's not just food scraps as I'm talking about. They are perfectly edible, maybe a little bruised, maybe sometimes during, catering or other restaurant, food chains, or any food chain, for that matter. They could just, mismanage, or they could cancel orders or something, or sometimes we do food catering, event or some kind of party, and we'll have half of the food that's not even touched. And what do they do with that? They just dump them in the landfill, right? And why I'm emphasizing on not to waste food? It's not just because of the, oh, food waste is bad in our religion and it's just unethical and this and that. It's because it's creating a methane emission, which is so toxic to the environment. Actually, food waste is the biggest contributor to global warming. Do you guys know what global warming is? Yeah, so we are the biggest contributors to global warming, very unfortunately. And if global warming is speeded up by 2000, let's say, 30 or 40, then almost entire this land and the entire, United States and Canada, everything could be just under the water. So it's that bad. And we'll have to really take care of our land so that we don't waste food. Average Canadian household, for example, my household, I have 3 small kids and me and my husband, we waste about 396 kilograms of food yearly. And it creates, just my household alone creates 21 million tons of greenhouse gases, which is methane gas. And it's so toxic. This methane gas is the one that is the contributor to global warming that I'm talking about. That's melting all those ice and then, creating all this weird weather conditions for Canada. Okay, now you guys all know what is the percentage of the household that is wasting the food. The consumers are the 47% at a 47. Is it visible? Is it visible to you guys? Yeah, we're all consumers. We waste 47% of the food that has been generated, or brought into Canada. And at retail, at other, at all the other, as I mentioned earlier, farm and transportation and other levels, they do end up wasting as well, but it's not as big as the consumers' wastage. And I want you guys to just visualize average Canadian, average just me or you, anybody, wastes 183 kilograms of food. That's perfectly edible food I'm talking about. You go to a grocery store, you end up buying 3 kilograms of mango instead of 2, and you are not able to eat 1 kg of that mango, and that goes to waste without you even knowing that, noticing that. So I alone waste 183 kilograms of food. That is yearly, that equals to 6 million tons. That's a lot. If you consider this elephant, they're very big, right? Few tons, probably. That means 1 million full-grown male elephants could fill up this whole place. Just in Ontario alone, how much food we're wasting. Can you go to the video? Okay, thank you. Just right before that, there was one more slide. No? There's no? Okay. Yeah, you can keep that one then. That's okay. So as you can see, we are the biggest wasters in Canada, right? Without even knowing. Right now, my colleague, Sister Sevar, she's going to be talking about the causes of food waste, why it's wasted. And then we will have some tips so that we don't depress you guys like, oh my gosh, what's happening here, right? We'll give you some tips that you can use at home, or you can use your creativity to reduce food waste. So Sister Sevar, please, can you come up and talk about the reasons for food waste?
Thank you, Lego. Good afternoon, my dear friends. I'm so I would like to speak about the reasons and causes of this. If you think deeper about the terrifying situation in the world, when I was doing this small research, when I was preparing for the presentation, I was imagining the whole humanity sitting on a branch of a tree, of a big tree, and trying to saw that branch off. You know that kind of pictures, right? You're sitting on a branch of a tree, but you're trying to saw that branch off yourself, knowing for sure that that is going to lead to a small disaster of your own, but not imagine the whole humanity. We are tiny little particles of that person sitting on the branch. And if all of us will not hold our hands tightly together and try to do something about it, we will definitely fall. There are lots of reasons for food waste. As my proposals show that mainly people waste food. A lot of food wasted on the whole chain when it is produced, before harvesting, after harvesting, during transportation, during the delivery of food to different food chains, during even preparing those beautiful plates in hotels and restaurants. So much of it is wasted already. But when food arrives to our homes and it is there in our fridges, the main waste is happening there. So actually, it is scary, but it is promising as well. If it is happening in our houses, it means we can take control of that waste. It means we can do something. I cannot make a truck driver not to waste it. I cannot make a maintenance guy to not forget to plug in the huge refrigerator or anything like that. But I can get control of my household. So one main of the reasons that four conditions for harvesting. Short farmings of 50 weeks mainly happens in less developed countries or in farther countries where the equipment is not that good in order to time everything and plan everything. And the mostly the biggest shortcoming is poor planning, poor management in every step of the food chain, of the food production chain. Slide please. So, during processing of food will waste 20%. It includes restaurants, hotels. We process food, and during the process, sometimes we overstock, as Leo mentioned. Sometimes we lack communication. You know, they say food is ordered, food is coming, but nobody is there to pick it up. It has to wait. Miscommunication. Sometimes some
You do your smoothie first because yours has green, it will get blended up. But if you do yours, chocolate will deter it a little bit
cancellation of
because we don't wash
different
it.
methods,
Oh, sure, that's
potatoes
great.
get wasted.
You have the space to
Potato,
wash?
I think every household consumes
So when you're
potatoes
serving
most
them
of
her
it.
this smoothie, I
But
go
that
quickly
is
wash it.
Oh,
almost
Where is
imagine
it? Can you tell me?
more than half of potatoes produced is ending up in waste. Like more than half of it. So how much resources we spend to produce that potato, to grow it, and that is ending up in a bin. During retail, retail is another big part of a food production chain, food chain. And during retailing, we know a lot of food also gets wasted in our supermarkets, superstores. Um, did you notice this change in all of us? I noticed it even in myself. That sometimes we pick better, we pick more beautiful, like every part has a black or brown side
I'm
on it. Even
next. I
my
have to
kids,
give
if
tips,
I
yeah.
want to make this, I will eat that. When I'm picking something and it goes, my hand goes automatically. I try to choose more perfect one, the round one. Like, but why that pepper that has a shorter stem should end up in the bin? Why? Just because it's not beautiful enough? Isn't that discrimination as well? No, that's a nice pepper, right? And you can eat it. And After all, we throw that stuff away. Why? If it is shorter, we should not choose that one. So I think little change in our own behaviors will influence the change in our children's behaviors. And mainly, it will influence the change in the behavior of the whole population. Because consumer behavior is the big reason, one of the causes of food waste as well. You wouldn't think, right, that it is connected, but it is. It's not only me who is rejecting that pepper or rejecting a little bit squished banana. It's not only me, everybody will reject it after all. And that poor discriminated banana will end up in the bin. Okay? And such waste happens like not pretty enough, 30%. Out of all rejected food, only for being not pretty enough, 30% of food is ending up in waste.
When you're talking, keep it closer, okay?
And the biggest wasters, label mentioned, and I want to emphasize, I want to underline, I want to scream, I want to let everybody think about it. Think, just stop and think. It's our households. Sometimes we find a little jar of food that was behind my meal, and I didn't notice for a week. And then, oh, it's spoiled. It's going to look bad. Sometimes we notice that even after food is in our houses, as I said, my kids chose only the pretty ones, and then my apples were all dried up, not edible. So, again, consumer behavior. We shouldn't shop too much. Shopping too much is shopping when hungry. Everybody knows that. When we shop when we're hungry, we end up getting 3 times more food than we would possibly consume. Like we know we wouldn't be able to digest that back, but we actually end up buying it. Unorganized storage. Let's get some rules, some techniques, and my sisters will talk about it. They will give the tips later. How to store, how to plan, how to manage our food as well. Let's think and actually not only get the information. Information is only half of the way. But if we start implementing that information in our everyday life, that will make a big change. And our plate, overfilling the plate is not only bad for our health, it's bad for the health of our world. So let's not overfilling our plates as well. Right. Yes. Repeat this phrase with me 10 times. Yes, we can make a difference. We can. It just seems that there's only a bunch of us. It just seems that there's only one my family worrying about it. Sometimes it feels that nobody is even thinking about this thing. Believe me, there are so many people thinking, worrying, huge communities trying to do something. Let's take tiny steps and let's go there where the whole world is full of food. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was a very nice presentation. Right now, I'll give you a few tips on how you can handle the food waste at home. I'll just go directly to the topic. Why do I have this on my hand, do you guys think? Why do we need it in our fridges, for example? Storage of what? Fruits and vegetables? What kind of fruits and vegetables?
I would say, onions, maybe tomatoes, strawberries.
Why do you have to store them here?
Have to keep them fresh.
Does anybody have a little different idea than that?
Maybe have them washed and ready to eat. Otherwise, they don't get eaten.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool though. No.
Control humidity and fresh air going through the fruits and the vegetables that inside the plate?
I think you're an engineer, right? You're like going way too detail. No, it's not that complicated. After I researched more on food waste, I started having this kind of tray in my fridge. It's really cool. For example, you bought like lots of things and you see like in 2 days something is gonna go bad, really bad. And you just take, for example, let's say this banana, right? It looks pretty awesome, right? And then you'll be like, hey, if I might forget, if it's somewhere inside on the side or something, I better just keep it over here. And I know this tray is for only 2 day, let's say, lifespan worth of food that we keep here. So I could keep this, I could keep, for example, the spinach that I bought 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of getting, a little mushy or going bad. So I can use it today for my smoothie. I make a lot of smoothies. So these are perfect for my smoothies, or banana bread, or anything for that matter. So this is a perfect tray. Try to implement it at home. Trust me, it makes a big difference. Sometimes my kids, they just bite an apple or pear, whatever that is, and they just keep it on the table. Oh, I don't want it, or I'll eat it after, for example. And they're like 2-year-old, right? They don't understand much about food waste. And then my older one would come, oh, you're wasting food. Let's put it in that tray, So she'll come put it over here. And then, even though it's a bitten apple, but I wash it and I use it in my smoothies, or apple pie or anything. So this is a savior of food waste at home. So try to implement it at home. It really makes a big difference. So let's go to the other point. Do you guys know what is best before, sell by date thing, all of that? Do you guys strictly follow that? Do you? No, you don't. So why do you guys think it's not that important to eat, for example, your granola bar by best before date? Any idea?
No, go ahead.
It's a suggestion, and it's for safety so that we don't sue the companies. Okay? I don't know. But I feel like it's a suggestion, and you can smell and see for yourself if it's gone off. If it's gone off, then of course don't eat it. But if it hasn't gone off, then eat it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, actually, even Canadian government recently released an article. I don't know if anybody read or not, but even Canadian government is saying that, hey, best before date doesn't mean anything. It's just what manufacturers just out of nowhere just putting it, maybe by that day, if you don't consume it, the quality won't be at the highest level. But it doesn't say anything about the safety of that item. So I want you guys, whenever you guys buy anything from this time on, be it a flour, be it anything, if it says best before, not expiry, it says best before, then you guys can easily stretch it to another few months. Especially if it's like boxed things, right? Like granola bar or a cereal or whatever that is. Even frozen food or just the meat and dairy, I would be a little careful with. Just smell it. So many times I ate, after best before they passed the yogurt or whatever that is. So it didn't do anything to us. So it was perfectly edible and delicious. So going to another tip, I wanted to ask you guys, who goes to grocery shopping with a list? Okay, not even half, just 3 people. Okay, just 3 people go, right? That means all the rest is a waste here, because, sorry, but because you guys overbuy, and you guys are gonna end up, wasting something, right? Well, let's be honest, right? At home you say, no, I didn't waste, it just got bad, how am I gonna eat it? But you shouldn't have bought it in the first place, because I haven't mentioned yet, average Canadian household wastes 1,400, Canadian dollars annually, and that's a lot of money. You could, go for a vacation or save it for, a little better car or something, right? So per week, that means your household or my household is wasting $30 unnecessarily, and you could do a lot more with that $30, right? So I could go on and on. You know, there are lots of tips. I really want you guys go home and do your homework and research and try to educate yourselves more about food waste. We have some brochures as well if you guys want to, you know, read. But I would suggest you guys do extensive research at home, you know, about food waste and on tips and how to reduce food waste, especially ugly fruits that Sister Sagar was talking about. Please do buy them. Try to buy them. You're doing a favor to stores, to the environment, because stores will not be selling if you are not buying that food, right? If you start buying them, they'll be like, hey, maybe there is a difference. We can still sell them for a little less price, but you know, they can buy them. So what I want to say is everything starts within you and me, and as she said, you and I can make a big difference. And right now you guys will see a very interesting demonstration by Brother Shabib and Sister Zakia. They'll be showing you guys at home how you can, you know, use up some mushed up bananas like this, for example, or, you know, they'll give you some tips. I don't know what they'll be doing, but let's see. Something they will be showing that will help you and me to reduce food waste at home. Do you guys use these kind of bananas at home? You do? Awesome. Awesome. But do you guys really make banana bread? Do you? Oh, that's good. Nice. Such nice housewives. So sweet. Okay, thank you so much. Now we hand it to them.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Zakia and my brother Shabir, and we're going to make smoothies for you guys, and you guys can have some too. And we'll show you how we stocked, how we saved food, and we put it in the freezer, and then later on we made something very healthy and a little bit for him. It's going to be a little sweet, but I'll make something very healthy.
Yeah.
So you're going to have
They
both.
could, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm just going to do a really quick
Flyers. We'll have
demonstration
flyers.
on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I have actually
Yeah, at the end.
is frozen banana, but
15
it
minutes we'll wrap
previously
up.
did look like this, right? So not to scare anybody, but this is still very edible. As you guys said, you guys make banana bread. So we have some banana, frozen banana over here. And a good way to preserve banana is to freeze it. Just peel it and then freeze it. The other thing that we have as well is strawberries. Strawberries go bad pretty quickly, and Sister Zakia, she gave me an idea with berries and strawberries that what you can do is if you take a little bit of apple cider vinegar, put it in water and wash it off, it lasts longer. So that's another tip that we have as well.
Makes all kind of berries last longer, because usually berries get rotten very fast. So that's one way. Just 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar inside a bowl of water, and just dump it in, and then take it out and put it in the fridge, and usually they last longer. You'll see a difference. If you don't do some and you do some, you'll see the difference.
Yeah, so it would probably be a good experiment in the household with the kids,
Yeah,
especially to do something like that. So
I did it with my grandkids and they loved it.
So we'll proceed with the.
You tell me what's Sorry, this is my blender.
Yeah, she's probably best equipped. Yeah. Okay, so.
You take your blending very seriously.
Yeah.
Would you putting frozen
No, we're okay.
bananas?
So we're first putting frozen bananas here. And we have strawberry. No, we'll take the leaves out. Yeah?
I'm not sure we want to be quite that.
You know what? I'll eat it myself later on then.
The leaves are good, they're saying?
Yeah, currently the leaves are
You want me
edible.
to add it in?
See how it tastes. It's on air if it tastes bad.
Yeah, this blender blends everything.
Yeah, everything's so blended.
Okay.
And the last recipe that we have is cocoa, dark cocoa. So it gives it a little chocolatey kick. Anybody like over here like chocolate? I think everybody likes chocolate, right? So just put like a little bit of cocoa, just like a pinch of cocoa.
This is pure cocoa. It's not the carnation cocoa that's sweetened. Is it too much?
That's okay. It'll
Sorry,
make
I
it more
should have
chocolate.
used a spoon.
It'll make it more chocolate.
That'll be yummy. No, no, it's fine. We'll enjoy it, don't worry.
Maybe too much. No, it's okay. It's not so much.
I think it's fine.
I think it's
I'm sorry. We should have spoon used.
It's okay.
I've done this. Okay. It's a smoothie, right?
Yeah.
I need a little bit of liquid. I have coconut. I need a little bit of water. Was there water?
Bottled water, see if there's a bottled, a sister in here? Oh, in this room, there should be a
Yeah,
bottled
that's my
water.
water for my smoothie. Sorry.
Sorry guys.
No, no worries.
That's you.
Yeah, perfect. You guys forgot about the main
Sorry.
thing.
The good thing about film editing.
That's okay.
No, it has to be too much. It's smoothie, it's not ice cream. I make it all the time.
What?
There has to be. No.
Now we're drinking the first one.
You have to put all the strawberries, eh? That will taste better. No, it's not too much. That's fine.
And the cocoa is too much.
Then you have to put a little bit of strawberries. Come, open it. Oh. You put a little bit of strawberries and the banana.
I'll just put them all.
Oh, what about the green stuff? Because we have a lot of people here, they would drink it. Yeah, just one banana.
It's done. I'm sorry, I put too much cocoa.
That's fine.
That's okay. I'll give it a little chocolatey kick there.
That's okay.
It'll wake you all up.
That-
So they'll make it
How many?
Be careful, I would say don't give the kids because this is a prayer hall and we don't want this spilling on the prayer mat, please. So we shouldn't really be having any food and drink in here. So if the kids do want, maybe we can just have it outside instead.
I can take it outside and they can
No.
come in.
Yeah, after, yeah.
Because this is a prayer hall, these are all.
And I'm not filling it up too much.
Yeah, a
Hopefully
little.
nobody will go.
Yeah.
We'll all go.
We'll all take it and we'll all
Everybody?
go away and have it there,
We
okay?
have to come back for my smoothie.
But that's okay. 1 second, Chuck. No, maybe that's okay. Just 1 second, they'll drink it there. How so many people will have to go now? Oh, we didn't know that.
We serve them when they leave. How about that?
That's okay.
Yeah.
Stand at the door and as you're leaving, take one.
You can take two.
Okay, perfect. Right, yeah, right after. Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Here's the fun part. You guys get to taste this now.
Let's put it down on one, sir, because I want to ask a question. Okay, so put it down. We'll serve it just now at the door as everyone's leaving.
But I have to do my present.
Oh, you haven't finished? Oh, okay.
I have another
Guys,
Okay, perfect. Okay, and for me, right after you do the demo, you have to do one more announcement.
Okay, so for that step. Okay, so for our second smoothie, I picked, it's like an extract, they say, and it's very healthy. And I'll show you what I did. Sorry, yeah, you have to get the other one ready. So, you know, when you get apple and they started, of course, rotting a little bit they're getting brown and the kids won't eat it. So then I put that, I cut it up and put it in the freezer. I do that with strawberries, everything. Like my whole fridge is full of fruit. And these are my bananas. They were frozen and defrosted on the way, so they look very gross, but they usually don't look so bad. So 1 apple, 2 bananas. And to make it healthy, of course, baby spinach. And then this is orange juice. Orange juice with lemon, a little bit of ginger. And yeah, coconut water.
I love coconut water.
Squeeze the lemon.
No, not done. So then I'm going to put this is coconut water, which is so good for you in the summer. It really cools you down, especially after fasting. I would love this smoothie. My kids weren't okay about it. It's very nourishing.
Before fasting too, to open. It smells good. I can smell it from here.
Yeah. Usually adults like it, but just because it's got spinach in it, people just get.
Yeah, there's.
That's done. It was. I'll pass it to you guys when you leave. And so you can do that with any kind of fruits. You can look up recipes if you don't know. I make my own. Sometimes I use dates. Dates are very nourishing, and you also get date syrup now. I found it in Square Ones. Yeah, so they get date syrup, and you can put that. First, I used to clean the dates, take out the pits, and now the date syrup. I just dump it, and I usually don't use sugar because, of course, you're not really helping. So anything, honey, date syrup, dates, fresh dates, milk. So that's about it. You can make popsicles out of it. You can freeze this into popsicle molds and then give it to the kids because they might not drink it like that, but with popsicle they drink it. I even take fresh bananas like this and actually put a popsicle stick in and freeze it, and the kids love it. And I dip it into different little those ice cream things. What are they called? Those things you put on the top. So they eat that. Sometimes they only eat that and leave the banana, but so defeats the purpose. But whatever. I try different ways just to save food.
Wow, we're so inspired.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, because our time is more than up, so we'll have to wrap up. But I wanted to mention that we are today, right now actually, at 4:30, we're opening our second fridge at Park Delirium, 1430. It's another community fridge. We're very excited. We're going to be opening and serving the Park Delirium. Whoever has surplus food, they can share their surplus food, into our community fridges, and there are a lot of needy people. That area is really, really low income area, and they will benefit a lot.
I wanted to know, in the community fridges, when someone puts food into the fridge and someone goes to take food from the fridge, what's the amount of time that the food is sitting in the fridge? How do you know it's not spoiled food?
Okay, perfect. We have volunteers. We every 2 days we audit the food,
Okay.
and we have the ledgers we write down, And we audit the food, whatever has gone bad. Normally it doesn't go bad, we just give them out. Because it's free food, right? It's nutritious, healthy, good food. It's not just like in food banks they give out, just the bread, pasta, or dry stuff. It's like from food chains, restaurants, from you and me, like from farmers markets. Fresh, edible food that we put in there. And they lack, low-income families, normally what they lack is nutritious food, right? The vegetables and fruits or some good quality food. So that's why it's almost never gone bad. It's just you put it and it's taken out, especially in areas like Parkdale. Trust me, it won't stay a day. People would be lined up waiting like, okay, who's gonna put food next, right? It's to that extent desperate area we're putting it in so that we can serve more people. And we also, you and me can put food as well, just not cooked food. Only food chains, certified food chains can put. They can only put, cooked food. But other things like vegetables, fruits, if you have, let's say, apple tree in your backyard or cherry tree, you just pick them up, do a good service to the environment and people. Just put them in the fridge, just wash them, disinfect them, and then put them in the fridge. So many people could benefit from that instead of them rotting on the field, right? Or you could just, for example, you bought too much and you have, bananas that are, having spots or something, you know that you won't be able to eat in 2 days. Just put them there. Summertime, a lot of vacations. You're not able to, make it to eat. So just put them there, everything. So please do come and join us in our opening ceremony if you guys have time. Otherwise, pray for us so that everywhere in Canada we are able to set up those community fridges that will serve so many people at the same time, reduce the food waste and save the environment. So that we'll be putting a little bit of share of ours into something that's really important for all of us. Because our generation, our kids, they are the ones who are going to inherit this land, and it cannot be, completely heated up by global warming, right? But we have to leave something behind which will be, good quality, right?
Well, you have the Canadian government right here represented. This is MP Deb Schultz, and so she will tell Justin Trudeau what you said.
Oh, that would be awesome. And we're trying to get to Justin Trudeau as well, where we could do something about it, like make some laws where they don't waste that much food. Because every time, even you experiment it, if you can, go behind any Walmart, any superstore, any food chain, and then open their bins. You will be like, what? Like $20,000 worth of food is right in there in that huge dumpster. Sometimes we just want to know, is it really true, right? Like that they're wasting, and you will be like, wow, they're wasting perfectly edible food every single day. So please do put your share into it. Hope you guys took some knowledge that you can take home and then implement, right? You guys please do implement. Thank you so much for sitting for so long, for almost an hour, and we appreciate it.